Okay. There you go. This is going to be a wildly fast-paced, productive, high-level overview introduction to the Rotary Club of Weston and Wayland. It is a it's a club assembly, which is one of our meeting formats. Paul Lualdi, our president-elect, is not with us yet. I know that he's driving home, and so we will circle back to him, put him on the spot for the things that I got his name next to. But I've been, I hope, really annoyingly clear to our Rotary Club members that this needs to be quick, because we've got somewhere between 34 and 39 topics that we want to cover in the next 58 minutes, which is entirely possible. So what'll happen is that I'm going to show you the overview, and so Rotarians will get to see where they come in, and I'm going to turn to you at your turn and ask you to give us a very quick introduction of what the project is, summarize to the extent possible the results that have been generated recently that are relevant, and then ask for help, make a request. The response that I'm hoping for in the chat, which it will save, is that people will say, I will help you with that. So Robert Blackburn might say, I will help with the field, or Patty might say, I will help with the Weston Fishing Derby, or something like that. And that way we'll be populating our teams that will do the work through the year and then report back to us. Good. Edwin's here as well. Excellent. I will be ruthless in managing our time, in part because our district leadership was not ruthless enough for my taste last night. So they've inspired me. That's inspired me. Take no personal offense. Please know that when I interrupt you, and I will interrupt somebody, probably not just Richard, it will be, I'm teasing you, Richard. I love you, brother. It'll be to keep us moving. So there's a lot to cover. All right, so I'm going to share my screen for a quick sec. You can see the Rotary Club logo and club assembly agenda, right?
Yes. Yes.
Big enough? Okay. So I'm just going to scroll through this so you can see how insanely long it is. You might have seen this in email as well. I've broken it up into some sections, right? There's a lot to cover here. And in my opinion, the best, most fun stuff is at the end. So that's a reason for everybody to move fast. Okay. Any questions, comments, quips, quotes?
Nope.
I don't have a timer that's connected to Zoom. So Richard suggested that I do that. And I will get a timer. I'm going to put this on speaker view on mine so that I hope it will show who's speaking when they're speaking. And
John, did you explain why we wanted to do this?
no, I didn't. Thank you very much. Do you want to explain it? You want me to?
Sure. While you're getting your timer ready. Well, one of the comments we got back from some of the newer members was that there was a lot of institutional knowledge that we hadn't shared to date. And so when we're at the golf club and the in-person meeting, there's a lot of kibitzing that goes on, and people talk about the past and present and projects and so forth. So the goal tonight really was to go and talk about many of the projects that we've done or may be working on going forward, so that our newer members would have the opportunity to understand some of the history and where we're going forward. So it's going to be a round robin. It's going to be a shotgun approach. And so that's what and so if you have questions, if you're a newer member, you can always reach out to any one of us older members, and we're happy to talk about these projects ad nauseum. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great idea. It's a great idea. I'm looking.
Well, we'll see. It's an idea. Maybe it'll work really well and we'll do it again. Maybe we won't. Okay. I'm hoping that we'll be able to do this. Okay. Mark Messina is going to be up first with the Saplings project. Mark, you had a video that you wanted to share. You have it? Are you ready? All right, so I'm going to try to share it.
No,
and
Elizabeth's got it.
I've got it ready to share, but it's there too. So I'm going to share.
Here we go. Mark will speak.
All right, well, we're just going to start the video. This is a competition we entered, and the seedling project is in its 4th year. So this video tells you everything you need to know.
Rotary International President Ian Risley declared 2018 the year of the tree and shared his vision for the planting of 1.2 million trees by Rotarians. The Rotary Club of Weston and Wayland was inspired. We raised the bar and partnered with first grade teachers to integrate the delivery of seedlings on Earth Day with grade level curriculum. In 2018, our club of 25 members distributed 200 seedlings. In 2019, we expanded the distribution to include all first graders in both towns and distributed 400 seedlings. In 2020, COVID closed our community and our schools. This year, in 2021, we distributed 800 seedlings, followed new COVID protocols, and made an instructional video shown both in the classroom and sent by email to parents. Since we had to skip 2020, both first and second graders this year got seedlings. We are so thankful for all the support from our community, from high school Interact Club members, middle school siblings, Rotarians, friends of Rotarians, business partners, and sponsors. A local senior living community joined in and volunteered their vans for deliveries. How do we fix the planet? Our answer is one small seedling at a time, planted by our future, the children that will inherit our planet. Both are small now, but will grow, and the possibilities of their impact are essential and priceless.
Super.
Next. So
You'll come back and ask for help next year, right? 2022 when we get launched. Okay. Charlie or Katya on the Adopt a Field project, please.
I'll go, Katya. We have a new project in Weston that is approved by the Town of Weston Conservation Commission. It will be a joint venture with them to make the Sears Field in Weston, which is 1.5 acres, into a viable, useful, good place for the pollinators of the world in order to help our environment. It will be an educational resource for the town, and we will need volunteers. The first invite is for Saturday, January 12th, the morning of January 12th, for as many hours as you can spare, up to 4 hours. The evening of January 12th, which is a Saturday, in that field as well, for about 3 hours if you would like to come then. We will be starting by removing invasive species from the border of the field. So please bring your tools. If you'd like to come, bring your tools, bring good clothing for being outside in a field to protect yourself. And yeah, bring tools, please. We need tools, cutting tools, shovels, etc. Come and work with us to save the pollinators.
Excellent. Thank you, Charlie. Paul Lualdi, are you with us for food security?
I am. Only to say, I'll say that, you know, most recently we used our Happy Dollar contributions to support a food pantry in Wayland, right in our community. This food pantry was one we hadn't supported before. It was hosted by the Celebration International Church in Wayland, and we've also in the past supported the St. Vincent de Paul in Lincoln, which is also right in our community, and we're hoping that maybe we can try the same this year. Last summer, we donated watermelons to their food drive, and we're hoping to do the same this year. And any more that we could do. We also, of course, I think Bristol Lodge we mentioned later by Rob, but also that helps with food insecurity in our community as well.
Excellent, thank you. Related to this, there's a bake sale going on right now to benefit the New England Veterans Center, and I know that we already helped them get past their goal, and so now we're looking at sponsoring lunch, and then we might be able to go on to dinner. So, Mark Messina, can you tell us a little bit about the Interact Club at Wayland High School?
So the Interact Club at Wayland High School was started in 2019, and you've all met Zoe, and she was one of the founders of the club. We've gotten a little speed bump this year with COVID, And we're hopeful that the 4 students that are going to RYLA or going to participate in RYLA will help jumpstart the club and continue all the great stuff that they're doing at that school.
Excellent. I am playing the role of Rob Mosher, who is attending his nephew's graduation. The Interact Club at Weston High School has been productive and prolific for 15 or 20 years. We've got a nice flow of students in and out of that program. They come in often in the context of RYLA, and each year those kids are now becoming the leaders. They do a bunch of community service inside and around Weston High School. They invite us into some stuff, and they engage the RYLA award-winning students and get them involved in Interact. Richard DeVito, can you tell us a little bit about the Opioid Safety Project?
Sure. Opioid Safety Project was an outgrowth of our opioid conference. It's a yellow card which has the 5 most important ways to keep your family safe when opioids are prescribed to somebody in the household. There's some interesting discussion, I guess, a couple of days ago or yesterday. Maybe we want to donate some of those and put them in the RYLA goodie bags that are going to be at the RYLA meeting coming up soon. But we'd like to kick this project going forward, and it was my goal that maybe the opportunity here is that we put the opioid safety tips on one side and we put the 5 reasons why you should get your vaccine on the other side, and continue to push that out.
Excellent. Need any help?
I'm always open to help and suggestions as how to continue to distribute this, whether in print, which is the main format, or through social media ways.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chip Bradley, can you tell us a little bit about the Weston Fishing Derby?
Yes, for the last 25 plus years, on the 3rd Saturday in April, we've had the Weston Fishing Derby, and we stocked the pond with about 300 fish that we get with the fire department, and then we give out prizes for the people who catch the first fish, the biggest fish, the smallest fish. I forget what other
The
prize.
golden fish.
Wait,
The
oh,
golden
yeah.
pig.
Yeah, golden. We tag 5 fish with golden fins, and if you catch that, you get $100.
Oh.
Nice. Cool. Thank you, Chip. Patty McNeil, can you tell us a little bit about the Wayland Fishing Derby as it's been in the past, and I hope and expect will be in the future again? Uh-oh. Did you lose Patty?
Patty, you're on mute.
There you go.
Many years it's been going on, long before I got involved in it. They have it's big. They have business sponsors come in. They have Chick-fil-A comes in. It's big. They get donations for raffle prizes and sell raffle tickets. All the money is donated to the Hope Cancer Center at Newton Wellesley. And we get a large number of children. We could get 50, 60 kids come. It's a fun day. And that's about, I hope it comes back next year.
Yeah, it's been spearheaded for years by one gentleman who we've yet to hook, if you will,
Yeah.
to join as a Rotarian. But that is one high impact dude. Thank you very much. Putting on my Rob Mosher. I wish I had a mask, right, for Rob Mosher, because he's got a lot to say, but he's not here, so I get to play Rob quite a number of times. Bristol Lodge. Bristol Lodge is a soup kitchen that the Rotary Club of Weston and Wayland has been supporting for, I think it's about 30 years at this point. And what that means is that once every month, on the 3rd Thursday of the month, we make dinner and bring it over there. During COVID times, it's been a delivery drop-off kind of thing. But I hope we'll be able to get back to doing in-person service, because you can go over there and make the meal there or at your own home. You can collaborate on it, or it sometimes gets made by the cooking class at Weston High School under the direction of Chef Eunice Feller. And when they do the cooking, the guests at Bristol Lodge eat much better than when we do it, but they're always grateful, always gracious. It's a humbling and wonderful experience to be able to do something simple for us that has a wonderful impact. The way that you can help is by signing up as soon as Rob Mosher announces it and sends out the sign up list. There are a limited number of spots and you need to sign up, and you can do that for any of the 12 months throughout the entire year. This is also something that can be done by folks who are not yet Rotarians, and we've met some wonderful families from Weston, Wayland, and Newton who've said, I want to be involved with that. So it's a really great experience. Thank you. Next topic is Mary's House holiday gifts. Brenda, I think I tapped you to do this. Can you handle it?
Yep, I can do
Excellent.
it.
Thank you.
Okay, so for many years, as far as I can remember, Mary's House is a shelter for women and children, I believe, in Waltham. And at our holiday party in December, we pick gifts, or they send us names and a gift that that person would like, children and adults. And we choose those, and then we purchase those and send them over to Mary's Place. And Rob has said that it now is not only just Mary's Place in Waltham, but it is the whole Middlesex Human Services Agency, and it let's see, covers about 350 children in all of its shelters. So so we do that every year. And during the Christmas tree sale, I came up with the gifting tree, and we had coupons on it for $25, and people who bought a tree had the opportunity to buy a $25 coupon because they only did gift cards this year instead of actual gifts. And we had many people from who bought trees also donated, and we came up with an extra $1,200 or something like that.
Yep.
Through that sale. So
It was outstanding. So how can people help come November, December?
you can sign up to give a child or an adult a gift. You can sign up for many of them. You don't have to just do one, or their monetary donations also.
Cool. My prediction is that we'll be doing some type of hybrid thing that'll be combined with our holiday party. This is a picture from the holiday party in the Weston Golf Club ballroom, as well as at the Christmas tree sale, because we'll be doing both of those together, I hope. Excellent. Thank you very much. Rob Mosher hat coming back on with scholarships in Weston. And I'll cover scholarships in Wayland. One of the reasons that we do so much that we do is to generate funds that will allow us to select and present scholarships totaling $15,000, $7,500 in Weston, $7,500 in Wayland, that are selected by committees in each town. In Weston, we have anywhere between 3 and 6 of our Rotarians who will interview the candidates or the applicants and review their applications. And in Wayland, there's, I believe, about a 20 or 25 person committee that has a truly collaborative process. This has been an anchor or a foundational element of Rotary since forever. Rotary is the largest scholarship granting organization in the world, and we're playing our part. The way that you can help is to volunteer. Especially in Weston, we have a very collaborative process within the Rotary Club. Rob Mosher has led that. Paul Lualdi, Bruce Lee, and Mei Ling, I believe, were substantial participants this year. Brenda, were you in on that too? Okay, so that'll come up in the early to mid-spring, probably March, April timeframe. Rob and Paul will ask for volunteers to engage with that. Okay. Next topic. By the way, folks, you're doing spectacularly well, and we're moving quickly. This is wonderful. Mark Messina, can you tell us a little bit about the RYLA conference, please?
So this year we are sending 10 students to the RYLA conference, and we've been doing that for the last 4 years. And fortunately for us, we had a couple of alternates, and a few clubs were not able to fulfill their allocated spots, so our alternates have been invited to go to RYLA. So we're very fortunate that we may actually get 11 or 12 possible RYLANs as opposed to just 10. So we're pretty excited about that.
And how can people help you with that?
So what we've done is to reach out to the community. So if you know a rising sophomore or someone who will be a sophomore this year, you can nominate them for RYLA, and as a rising a Rotary Youth Leadership Award will be not awarded during the course of next year, and then those kids are then qualified for applying for the RYLA weekend.
Cool. Thank you. The answer I was looking for is you can help us select the applicants to go to the conference, but this is a nice segue into the RYLA conference. RYLA is Rising Youth Leadership Award. We add Rotary onto the beginning of that. So it's the Rotary Rising Youth Leadership Award, which is something that Mark and I created back when he was president and said, I want to send 10 people, 10 kids to the conference instead of just 4. In part because his son Jay had a life-changing experience there. So we have this award that recognizes sophomores who are tremendously generous and get nominated by anyone in the community in recognition of the good deeds that they do. And we learn about some tremendous kids who are doing tremendous things and are generous. And sometimes they actually hear us when we say, we really want to help you with the stuff that you're doing. And they come back, they circle back and they say, this is how you could help me. And the example that you might be familiar with right now is Tally Zeller, who messaged me on Monday night and said, could you help me reach the goal? Because we're doing a bake sale. And I sent that around and instantly people placed orders, and I know they blew through the first goal and they're now on to the second, and I've already identified the third. So the first goal was fund breakfast for 150 veterans, and they blew through that. So now they're trying to sponsor a lunch, and then when they blow through that one, they're going to sponsor a dinner. And by the way, they'll come back and want to work with us in the fall as we head into the Christmas or the holiday season as well. All right, the next topic or the next section is about the work of the club. And this is nuts and bolts stuff behind the scenes that has to happen or else we don't have a vibrant club. And perhaps the most important and the first topic on the list is membership. So Jan, can you talk to us about membership for a minute? Come on, unmute, babe. Come on.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
So we've been very busy this year, and our Rotary calendar year is July 1 to June 30. We've inducted 13 new members in that year, and we have a prospective member list right now totaling 14 that I'm working on. It includes 3 proposed members who will be inducted into the club on July 1st. We have simplified the membership process over the last couple of years. Our goal is to be all-inclusive, invite everybody all the time. You are more than welcome to add friends and guests. We have Rotarians in all different towns, not just Weston and Wayland. So the goal is just to join the club and get on a team or join a team or start a team. And excuse me, sorry. I had something else to say and I've forgotten it. So, but we have simplified the membership process. I'm going to put my name in the chat. We are looking for help. We're going to make some changes over the last couple of weeks. We had a great meeting Monday night and a couple of great suggestions from new members. And we are going to start a mentoring process, and we're going to call it something else because we don't like that name. So I am looking for seasoned Rotarians or anyone that's been in Rotary about a year to help with the new prospective and inducted members and be able to bring them along and guide them and support them over the next year. Thank you.
I want to be known as a spicy member. So related to membership is something that I'm taking on with a number of other people, which is to resolve and update our membership roster before we head into the new year on July 1st. So what that means is that if you'd like to be an active member of the Rotary Club of Weston and Wayland as of July 1st, we're going to need you to tell us that clearly and make a payment that will cover either the entire membership dues of $300 for the year or the first half of it. So we have the payment technology that we can take $150 payment in June for the first half of the year and then again in December for the second half. We'll do whatever you want, right? The money needs to flow or will flow from us to Rotary International based on the number of active members on the roster as of July 1st. That'll involve me, Jan, Edwin, Mike Cave, and Paul Lualdi and Brenda DeVito. So the clearer you can be, the sooner you can be. That would be fantastic for us. Okay. Next up is speakers, our speaker program. That's Paul Lualdi, please.
We lost him.
Oh, no.
He's there, but
All snoozing.
Paul. We'll come back. Brenda, can we come to you, over to you for public image that includes, if you can handle social media for Jan LeMaitre, because she's not there, and then I'll come back on the website.
Well, public image overall includes social media, written, videoed, website, all of that. So we've been busy behind the scenes. Janica has our Facebook page up and is working on Instagram. Mark is has volunteered to do videos and some editing for us. Michael Cave has contacted the Weston Wellesley magazine to see if we can get an article in that. Let's see, I'm working on the website. Mei Ling is our cross-pollinator, so she's taking media posts and posting them in other community websites that some of our members don't, like the Weston Mass community and some Wayland websites. Jean is helping me organize everything and keep on track, and she's going to help out with some more stuff. Marilyn, who isn't even a member, Jean's not even a member, and we got her working, and Marilyn wants to help too. So we are busy. So the ways that you can help is going to the Facebook page and liking our posts. Even if you don't, like them and share them with your friends, share them with your neighbors. So we are going to be on LinkedIn. We're going to be working on Instagram. We're on Facebook right now, and we're trying to integrate between all of the platforms, sort of a similar theme, I guess. So what you see on one, you'll see on the next and on the next. So. And Thomas, I forget, and we, Thomas and Richard, are going to help us with some writing and editing and things like that for newspapers and other medias.
Fabulous. The element that I perpetrate on you quite regularly is email. We have email communications capability that can go out to up to 1,000 people. In our club, around our club, in the district, etc. I know how to use that tool fairly efficiently, and I would be delighted to teach some other folks. Brenda, you nailed it. And I also think that the quality of material that's gone out is fantastic. It upped our game tremendously, and it's great to see.
Janica's
okay.
A pro.
Yep. So District 7910. There are a couple of different elements here. Susan, I'm going to come back to you for the social equity task force, but at the general level, District 7910 is active and innovative, and we're involved in some district-wide initiatives. One is the Rotary at Work initiative that includes, I'm disappearing, the business networking series, where we basically invited everybody to join our business networking series, and then we handed it over to the district, made it a district event. Thomas Brookbauer is the chair, newly, and so he could only become the chair once he became a Rotarian, of the coaching and advising track within Rotary at Work that will launch on Tuesday, June 8th at 12:30 with a very good topic, which basically is asking, are we ready to reopen? And Thomas is co-leading this with another Rotarian named Ken Erdelt, who we know through the business networking series. And these guys are smart and will help you grow your business or develop your business and do the right things smartly. Susan, can you tell us a little bit about the Social Equity Task Force, please?
It's Diversion, Equity, and Inclusion Task Force. It's chaired by Bill Paulson of Needham. It does amazing work. They're long timers. I'm sort of the newbie, but I'm pretty familiar with this. I think for our club, what's important is you can call experts in, and it ties in with membership. They want to attract those who are underrepresented in Rotary clubs. I don't know what that means in Wayland and Weston, but I think it's something that we could look into if the club were so inclined. You can get guest speakers, and anybody's welcome to attend Bill's meetings. I can send the links when I get them. I've sent some things on to Jan and John, but it's certainly more than timely because we hear this expression many times during the day. So if anybody's interested, contact me. I'll put my information in the chat.
So going forward,
And this,
Susan,
let me just say one thing, John, it includes more than just race, ethnicity, religion. They're really reaching out to those who are physically challenged. And they have 2 members who are amazing. One's an actor, absolutely amazing. So
nice. Susan and everyone, when you're involved with something like that and you have it to share, please share generously. And the tool that will reach the Rotarians and also our close friends is the Google group, the Weston Wayland Rotary Google group that reaches everybody on this call, I think. And we can add people to that as well. But that's pretty much designed to be a type of discussion tool for our club. So that's an efficient way to reach everybody you see and all the other active members. Thomas Brookbauer, I want to come back to you for a second on the coaching and advising track to ask you if I should have asked you first. But what did I miss, sir? You've done a beautiful job designing this. And so what else should we know?
No, you did a fabulous job. And the only other thing is it will be a continuation of sessions throughout the year. We'll try to put a workshop together every month, and they will build on each other and basically guide a business owner or a manager through all aspects of running a business. And we'll show you how that would be approached from the coaching and advising side.
Excellent. Thank you. Another piece of the club, the work of the club, there are bylaws. And we've taken a different approach than the district did and said, we're going to change the bylaws anytime we conclude the bylaws don't serve us well. And so I think we've changed the bylaws. We've voted bylaws changes 3 times this year, and there's no reason to stop. One of the things that I ask our newest members to do is to go look at the bylaws and find something that doesn't seem quite right to them. And some people will do that meticulously, and we get really good feedback. And interestingly, I copied Jan on the message where I asked new members to do that, and she did it too, and came up with perhaps the most suggestions. Michael Cave, can you? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Can you tell us a little bit about the role of the secretary of the club, please?
Yes, as John said earlier, the secretary's work is largely invisible and behind the scenes. That said, one important function is keeping the attendance. For example, with virtual meetings, it's a bit more difficult if we have a guest who shows up and we don't know who that person is. It's my job to track that person down and ask George what his last name is so I can put him on. That said, I'm responsible for making sure the membership rolls are up to date, and the reason for that is primarily financial, since we are charged for each active member at two touch points. One is January 1st, the other is coming up July 1st. So to reinforce something John said, people who have paid as of July 1st continue as active members. Those who have not done that do not continue as active members. I hope I said that delicately enough. Last thing is special projects. In September, I was asked by John to spearhead an updating of the bylaws. So thanks to the tremendous help from Mark Messina and Jan Luchetti, we got it done well ahead of the deadline John said. So it's kind of like whatever else doesn't seem to fit anyone else, let the secretary do
it. Exactly. So yeah, I had hoped that we would do a bylaws update before before Paul became president, and we had it done by the end of September. If you'd like to see the bylaws, they are available on our website that you can reach, and I hope you'll dive into, because there's lots of answers to these questions and more on westonwaylandrotary.com or .org. The bylaws are in the About Our Club section. I would love to know if you go looking for anything on our website and you can't find it. I would love to you to tell me exactly what you couldn't find, because we can redesign this, we can rework this. We did it about 5 years ago, and it might be time for a refresh as well. Okay, Paul Llewellyn put out a fire, and he's back with us. Paul, can you tell us a little bit? I'm circling back to the speaker program, please.
Yes. So in the upcoming weeks, we have a couple of speakers planned. We're just finalizing one. Tim Gavin has introduced us to his neighbor, who's Judge Dennis Saylor. And he is now on the U.S. District Court in Massachusetts, but he was formerly a judge on the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. And he might have some interesting things to talk to us about. And he lives in town. So we're just getting the date set. He's letting us know when he will be free in the next couple of weeks, but we're hoping to have him imminently. We also didn't quite get it done because of some conflicts this week, but people from the Weston Cares Fund are going to come and address us and tell us about the work they did, starting us, using social entrepreneurship to start a fund to help members of our community in need.
Cool.
And that'll happen next 2 weeks. The last item here is that this is something that I've been doing this year, and next year I'm going to be busy. So I'm putting out a request for volunteers. Anyone that might be interested in coordinating speakers for next year should let me know.
Excellent. All right, now we're going to talk a little bit about money. The first is with Edwin Gaw, who is our treasurer. Edwin, over to you, please.
Good evening, Marion. I'm going to just summarize the P&L profit and loss from July 2020 to April 2021. As far as income, we raised, we collected $40,000, and from July to April, we expensed $22,000. So that gives us a net income of $18,000. But the items we have open is the scholarship and the $1,000 India donation for the what do you call it? The air tanks.
Yep. Oxygen.
And
right.
that will total $17,000. So that will be in the positive of $1,000 end of the year. But that does not include the trailer, but it wasn't budgeted during the previous year, but we're going to use the money that we have in our bank account to cover that cost.
Yep.
So we're sitting pretty well financially. Happy Dollars and membership dues. We're going to look to collect, I will keep track of the membership dues going forward for this coming year. And I know I have yet to bill some of the members for the newest members, and that will go out this weekend. Same for the Happy Dollars. I need to update the spreadsheet, and they'll go out this weekend.
Cool. Thank you very much. Speaking of Happy Dollars, Elizabeth Messina, that's been a wonderful experience. Can you tell us a little bit about Happy Dollars, a little bit of background and introduction too?
Yeah. One of the things that drew me to continue attending Rotary meetings, and I joined as a spousal member, was Happy Dollars. And so it's always something like, wait, can we still continue this tradition even on Zoom? And it's just a fabulous way for people to share their highlights of their week, their life, their anniversaries, or sometimes we've also shared other emotions. So when we used to meet at the club, there was a fireman's hat that would be passed around, and people would put in dollars, share what they were happy about, and that would go into our general fund that funded all the wonderful things that we did. With COVID, we decided to make a little change and shifted it to, let's have a cause for the month so people knew what they were contributing towards. And I facilitated having people share what they're happy about, and every month we had different causes. So we did a lot of food insecurity projects, but we started out with supporting Scouting for Food, and then Mary's Place. We did the Samantha Burns leukemia fundraiser. We did the Metco scholarship fundraiser this year, where they're fun. A celebration of life in Wayland, a food pantry. And this current month and May together, we were going to split our donations to the Greater Boston Food Bank and Meadowscaping for Biodiversity. So, pardon? Oh, and then since March, we've been doing it on a Jamboard. So sometimes I'll share something like, since we're on Zoom, how can we make this more happy or fun or interesting? I've had people focus on what they're happy about, or we've learned how to use Jamboards, and that's been really fun. So it's a way to connect and a way to share what we're happy about, and also do good by contributing to the wonderful causes that we all support. And I do sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry. Keep going.
I was just going to say, I don't know with the shift with Paul Luwaldi what it would look like, but in my mind, ways that you can support this. One is showing up to meetings, thinking when you are driving to the meeting, what are you happy about, so that we can still have a system in place for collecting, but exactly what that'll look like in person and on Zoom, I'm not sure for the new year. So any feedback is welcome to me, but just keep coming and keep donating.
Nice.
Now I'm done.
Thank you very much. Cool. So we've got two big ways that, well, one big way that we currently generate revenue, and that's through sponsorships. About 4 or 5 years ago, again, probably in the context of when we started the Pooch Parade, we started securing sponsorships that were organizational sponsorships rather than event sponsorships. And the Village Bank led the way with this and has been a partner sponsor of ours since the start. And what that means is that they're acknowledged as a sponsor of everything we do throughout the entire year. We invite them to all of our events. They show up, they bring new and interesting people regularly, and they're guests too. You will meet Joe DeVito on June 17th if you're able to join us at the Weston Golf Club, because he's coming as our special guest. It'll be one of the few times this year that we get to host them, but they've been stalwart in their support of everything that we do, and tremendous community resource with really fun people who we like to know. Patty seems to have dropped off, but Patty is a chief fun person amongst the Village Bank crew. What we haven't done, and so by the way, we have sponsorships that can run from the low 5 figures down to 3 figures, right? So in the hundreds of dollars up to the $10,000 level and beyond. And our basic orientation is we'd like to have people involved in everything they want to be involved with, or business or a sponsor involved in everything that they want to be involved with. And we'll focus attention on them, on the things that they want and the things that they value, and we won't pay any attention to things they don't care about. So what we haven't done, other than happy dollars particularly, is what I understand to be fundraising. So sponsorship is typically, or in my definition, is a business investment where you are buying benefits in exchange for money, right? Fundraising is more philanthropic and donation oriented. It's substantially what we do with happy dollars, but we haven't done fundraising campaigns that are individual giving or corporate giving types of things. We have some deep expertise coming into our club right now of people who are interested in doing that. And so one of the things that we'll need to do, and I want to call a meeting for next Monday, next Monday, is to figure out how to balance fundraising and sponsorship and donations and make sure that we're speaking the same language and coordinated, so that we can generate the most support for the important work and the generous work that we do and we want to fund. So that's coming up next week. Okay. The last section for the last 10 to 15 minutes is all about what I think is the really fun stuff of Rotary, and that's a bunch of events. I'll start with my Rob Mosher hat on with the Christmas tree and wreath sale, which was a saving experience for many of us this past fall. It allowed us to focus on something that would be fun together outside, that the community already liked. The Baptist Church had been doing a Christmas tree sale for years and years and years, started, I believe, by Rob's dad, and we got to continue it on their property in the same place where they've done it. We had so much fun. So many people contributed. We got the place lit and decorated with fire pits. We had a blast. We met wonderful people. We had youngsters come out, young high school students come out and volunteer. We met people who were on this call at that for the first time, and we just had a ton of fun. We did our first hybrid meeting there as well, while we were massed around a fire and other folks were on Zoom. It was hysterical. We'll do it again. We'll start planning for it in the late summer, early fall. I hope that Rob will again, spearhead that and ask for help in the form of subcommittee chairs. Richard headed up the electrical stuff. I did promotions. Somebody else, Brenda, was focused on gifting. So there's lots of opportunities. You can raise your hand for that, and we'll be back with that in the early fall. The next topic is the Children's Business Fair, which Alex Fagel is chairing for us. Alex, over to you.
Hi, John. Thank you, and thanks for your leadership. Echo many of the comments I read over email. Children's Business Fair, the intention is to put on a one-day event per year to allow children to explore their entrepreneurial interests and to sell real life in a fair type setting. The status is Jan Lemaitre and Laura Qureshi and I have been meeting practically weekly, and we've made some really good progress. The item we would like help from the group on, or what we could use assistance on, is we have to finalize the date and the location. We have to finalize sort of the venue and the date, and then everything else rolls from there. And so what we need to understand is, will there be events in the fall that we can partner with for benefits of mutual traffic coming, or will that not be in play? And should we then begin thinking independently, not having that, and thinking independently either, whether to piggyback with some other event that may or may not be happening in the fall, or other options. So that's what we could use help with from the group.
Gotcha. Thank you very much. Richard DeVito, can you give us a minute on the car show, please?
Sure. Rotary Car Show, the Weston Antique and Classic Car Show, had been in existence for 25 years until we get to kill it last year due to COVID. And probably can't do it this year due to other town-related issues, the town center project. But I'm happy to report we've generated approximately $540,000 over 25 years to pay for scholarships. And so without doing the car show this year, that's why I was so pleased to see the Christmas tree sale go off. And quite honestly, the car show is more than just a car show. It's an opportunity for friends and neighbors in Weston to gather and walk down memory lane. And, maybe in the near future, maybe next year, we'll do it again. So.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Jan.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about the Salvation Army bell ringing?
Yeah, so for many, many years before I even was a Rotarian, we've been ringing the bell for Salvation Army, which I think is probably one of the best organizations around. And during a couple of weekends in December, we ring the bell out of front of what used to be Brugger's, which is now gone. We couldn't do it last year due to COVID. And the year before, the woman who was heading it up sort of fell off a little bit. So I jumped in and made sure it happened. And hopefully we'll get to do it again this year, because I think it's a really good cause. And we'll have to find a busy location to ring the bell and to make a lot of money for Salvation Army. I think every time we did it, we probably made between $2,000 and $3,000 during the month for them.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Next up is the Pooch Parade. I'm going to step in for Jan Lemaitre on this one. The Pooch Parade is the Pooch Parade and Festival was an event that we created and did for 2 years running on the town green, where people and their pooches got together and had a wonderful time. It is, just as you would imagine, one of the most photogenic events you could do, because people are smiling, pooches are jumping around, having a great time. We had Richard DeVito was our MC for a collection of really entertaining contests, and we literally had a parade that went all the way around the town green that was covered nicely on the Weston Media Center channel, so we can dig that video up again and feature it on our website. It's going to happen next May. I believe it's going to be the third Saturday in May, so that we avoid Memorial Day. And the way that you can help is that as soon as Jan says who wants to be on the planning committee, raise your hand and volunteer for a particular subcommittee. When we did it last time, I co-chaired it with then President Jonathan White, and Mark Messina was invaluable on logistics. Rob Mosher handled food. Jan was the volunteer wrangler. It was a wonderful collaborative experience. Next up, Pints for Polio. This is quick. As you may know, Rotary has been prominent or preeminent in helping to eradicate polio worldwide. Rotarians go out into the 2 countries where polio still exists and administer vaccines, and then put purple on the pinky of a kid who's just been vaccinated. So we tried to figure out how to raise money in support of that, and combined drinking beer at the Springdale Barrel Room, which is a part of Jack's Abbey Brewery over in Framingham. And we invited every Rotarian from the entire district to join us, because Jack's Abbey was giving $1 per pint that we drank to support polio, which then got doubled by the Bill and, or met on a 2-for-1 basis by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So if we're allowed, we're going to do that again this fall. It's just a chance to hang out, have a fun time on a Thursday night, and meet some wonderful Rotarians from other clubs around the district as well. Okay, next topic is celebrations. We have at least 4 celebrations through the year. The first on the program calendar is Lobster Fest. Richard, can you give us a minute on Lobster Fest, please?
Lobster Fest in August?
Yes.
Okay. Well, for many years, we would take over Cindi Appleby, now Cindi Spencer's backyard, and we would do basically a catered lobster fest, which was typically lobster and steamers and chicken and so forth. This actually grows out of a function that we did for many, many years at the Golden Ball Tavern. We actually did it the week or 2 before the car show. In the Golden Ball Tavern, which is west of here on Boston Post Road, they would always have an antique sale, antique furniture sale. And that antique sale went on for 40, 45 years. They would put up a big tent. We would come in and we'd give them a little bit of money. We'd have a catered event, which was a lobster fest of some sort. Sometimes it was steak, sometimes it was lobster, whatever. And we would also have a silent auction. And so that's where, if you hear people referring to, 10 yards of loom, or, a box of toilet paper as auction items, that's what we're referring to. These were hotly contested items that would be bid up to ridiculous amount of money. I've never seen a box of toilet paper with 20 rolls go for $150, but it was really soft.
Except during COVID.
Yeah, right.
COVID. So anyways, we'd love to do that again. And for this year, since we have a relationship with the Baptist Church, I was proposing.
Okay, thanks very much. That'll go into a committee. Jan, can you tell us a little bit about the holiday party, please?
Yeah, I'm actually going to take it from the bottom up. Scholarship dinner right up to the holiday party, and collect all 3, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
The scholarship celebration dinner is something we do with obviously the recipients who got the scholarships, and we invite the kids and their families for dinner. I'm talking about the events because I'm usually the chair who's heading up all the events at the club for any type of celebration with my team, which varies from celebration to celebration. The Valentine's Day party and the holiday party are also something we do. Obviously, the Christmas party, which is absolutely gorgeous at the club, and I hope we get back to all these parties in person. I do want to say that when we do have the Lobster Fest, the holiday party, and the Valentine's Day, it's always in conjunction with a fundraiser. We do a fundraiser also during that time. People donate whatever way they can, or we do a silent auction. And I do hope we do get back to the club soon to do all these events. If not, we're going to have to figure out some outdoor events to do them on.
Cool. Thanks, Jan. Okay, let's open it up to some additional topics and questions. Brenda, I know you had one.
Yeah, I wanted to mention, we have our local club and we do a lot of things here, but there are a lot of things that the district also does that you can get involved in, like the business meeting and different things going on there. There's also action groups that are involved at the district level, like the Environmental Action Group, the Social Equity Task Force. There's also a Disabilities Task Force. And then you get into Rotary International, and you can look up, there are fellowships and action groups at the international level. Robert, you might be involved in some of these. There's fellowships. You can look up anything that you might have an interest in, common activities, sports, hobbies, professions. And there's a group, an international group, like on scouting. So Paul, and Richard, I thought of you guys in the scouting group. And they're from all over the world, and you might meet on Zoom, I don't know, once a month, once a year or whatever. But there's so much more than just our little community here that you can be involved in. So check it out. I just started Googling Rotary International, and, look up your profession, look up things you are interested in, things like that. And there's going to be groups all over the world that you can be involved in. So look outside of the box and, get more involved in bigger things.
It's a good point. This session was entirely focused on what we're doing here in and around Weston and Wayland, but Rotary is a gigantic international organization, and there are tremendous resources and opportunities around the world. So I think this coming year, we're going to start looking a little bit more broadly than we have in the past couple of years, and opening new opportunities in that respect. Okay, new members, I put it in the chat. You're on the spot. I'm really curious to know, new members, incoming members, or anybody, what just didn't make sense here? What did we say that you're going, what are they talking about? What was the jargon that didn't work for you? What was the question where you said, I have no idea what you're talking about? Is there any of that going on? I'd be shocked if there isn't, because I always get accused of that. I love that. I love that smile, Florence. Anything? Alex, how'd we do? What's the question?
Susan Howards has her hand up.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to say this was fabulous, and it should be done with every single incoming, I'm going to say, class. This answered so many of my questions because I was one of the kvetchers. That's the word that was used on Monday night. But this answered so many questions, and it's almost overwhelming. It was terrific. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, you're welcome. It was a good suggestion. That's why we recorded it, right? This is an hour where we covered a tremendous amount of content.
Amazing. So clear.
So, Robert Blackburn.
Yeah, let me just jump on what Susan said. This is exactly what we need. There was no jargon. For me, I understood everything. I volunteered. I already volunteered with Jan on the Pooch Parade. I volunteered for Weston High School, Interact. I just had a question. I'd understood that we also did a soup kitchen, either for veterans or for battered women. Those are my areas of expertise where I'd like to help. Okay. So if one of those two communities is being supported, I'll donate my time to those. I don't do general homeless shelters. There's reasons for that, but I just thought I'd offer that. So if somebody's doing those two communities.
So that's why you bought $150 worth of pies.
That's
to
right.
Benefit the New England homeless veterans. Okay. So we work extensively with the Middlesex Human Services Association, which is a regional association or organization that helps people who are homeless or involved in domestic violence situations. So Rob Mosher has the highest level, tightest relationship over there. So we need to connect you with Rob, and the folks over there will love you.
I think Rob does a great job. He showed me what they do. I signed up for next month, so it's ready to go. You just have to jump in.
Excellent. Jan, do you have a question?
No, I just want to tell Thomas that I'll give you also Patty McNeil's number. They do a lot with the veterans and things like that, and with the bank, so that you could get involved and help them. They would love that.
Yep, for sure.
And the Middlesex County, they do support Bristol Lodge is one of their things, but they do so much more. So we already have a connection there, but they do a great deal more. So
yep, that's true. Jean Richardson.
Yes, I wanted to say that also to say thank you for putting this together. It was extremely informative, and I love the way that you organized it so I could follow along and take notes. I am interested in I don't know why, the fishing derby. I used to fish a lot. So that's not till April, but I will look at the bylaws because I'm a person who loves to read bylaws and understand an organization. So I will do that. And the other things that came to mind were the pints for polio, the antique car show, and the children's business fair. So I was kind of figure out how I can help out in those areas. Brenda, I'm not going to abandon you on the.
Oh, no, I got you first.
Just so you know.
Excellent. Thomas Brookbauer. What do you got?
No, it was a super great overview.
Okay.
And I'll say that what the pints for Pinky, that was all you have to do is show up and drink, right?
Yep. and by the way, here's the great thing to say: the more the better.
Yeah, right, exactly. And as I just indicated, I love the idea of the food kitchen and so forth. I sign up for that, and I'll reach out also to Jen on the pooch parade. I love pooches. I don't have one right now, but I might find one by then and bring it around.
Excellent.
And bring a lot of cash because I'll be asking for it.
So Vera is the most compelling raffle ticket seller we've ever had. The way she worked the crowd at the car show was extraordinary. All right, folks, it's 7:32. Here's my closing thought. One is we do have an organizational chart on our website, which I will try to share a link to. It will be updated and will be changed. It will change as of July 1st automatically. I've pre-populated some of that on behalf of Paul and Brenda because I just know how to do it. But the thing that comes up for me is that we probably need to figure out how to do this for Rotary on a worldwide basis as opposed to just the Rotary Club of Weston and Wayland, because Brenda brought it up. There's so much going on at a very broad level. We could do this. We could look at the district in a similar format. And we could look at Rotary International in a similar format. We'd have a harder time putting it together because we don't have the same expertise with the things that we're not running ourselves. But maybe we could do something that doesn't require a full hour because it's not all our stuff. We'll figure that out, right, Paul? Anyway,
right, there we go.
Any closing comments?
John, quick comment and question from my end, if I may. First of all, I thought it was a really productive meeting, and it was interesting to see. I did not know just how many initiatives Rotary did, and so it's really great that the organization does so many different things. And a quick question, maybe I missed it earlier. I signed up for some fun dollars, happy dollars, and I don't know where or how to send them. Should I connect with?
There are two possibilities. The best thing is actually if you can go onto our website and look for the button on the left-hand side that's blue that says donate/pay. If you do that, our system will securely actually store the credit card information so that we can recharge that card with your permission in the future. If Edwin takes a payment from you over the phone, it doesn't store that information, but it's tokenized if you do it that way. So that's great for us. And then we can say, hey, can we charge your card? And you can say yes, and we can do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else?
I'd just like to say thank you because everybody on this phone call and Zoom has stepped up and has been productive and helping out in all different areas. So I thank all of you guys for your generosity of your time. And we look forward to getting in person and having a great celebration.
It's been a very good meeting.
Yeah, thank you, John. This was an excellent format.
This was exhausting.
Well done, John. Well done, John.
Enjoy your evenings, folks. It's great to see you. I look forward to seeing as many of you as possible on June 17th. I will send out information about that. And I'll hope that you'll ask every question that comes up because I'm sure there will be some. We'll be as clear as we can, and we will forget something that if you ask a question, you can be confident that there are 7 other people who have the same question. They just didn't ask it yet. Right. Okay. Have a great night.
Great.
Thank you. It was wonderful. Yeah.
Good.
Bye.
Good,
Take
good,
care.
good.
Bye, everybody.
See you, Patty. Bye-bye.
Good night.